Hello everyone and welcome back to Shri FC. I hope you all are well, you're good, and I'm hoping you have a great day ahead. So good to be back now. 5 things learned to be discussed today on a draw against Newcastle in a 1-1 draw. The biggest good news is the season is over. This horrific season is over. But there are a lot more things to dwell on that we can take on towards the next season. This was one of the most positive results we have had in last some weeks. So it's time to dwell on 5 things I learned from this game, which I think we can take forward to next season. And do put your 5 things learned in the comment section as well. And please, before I start, it doesn't take much, guys. Just one hit on the like button, it means a lot, and one hit on the subscribe button. Overall, do put your opinion in the comment section below of things you learned in this game, the performances, the way the team plays, something we can look forward, or something negative and concerning for the future. Do put in the comment section. My first thing learned today is Lewis Hall, and this young guy is a brilliant player what he's providing us. Cucurella this season at the left back position has not been good enough. See, I'm always there to back the new signings, to give them time, to give them patience to develop. But Cucurella this season has not been good enough, and the attributes he has shown are not good enough for attacking fullback. He has really lacked a proper cross, a proper threat. He could not even make a proper pass when Mudryk was running, and that is a worrying part. As much as I'm ready to give patience to Cucurella, and then Chilwell is mostly fit only for half of the season, and I love Chilwell. Everybody knows Chilwell is one of my favorite players, but the guy only plays like 15-20 games a season. And then you have got, especially after the injury he got at Juventus, very sad injury. And then you go on towards Martin, who was so impressive in the loan spell at Burnley. But then you've got again a one of our own in Lewis Hall as well, who this season in so much difficulty when the team has been going bad has been one of the bright sparks of the season. My guy played in the Carabao Cup match against Manchester. He played well. He played in the starting phases of Graham Potter. I'm so sorry for that, and was one of the better players. He has had an amazing season. He's predominantly a midfielder who has to play left back, and now it looks like it is his own position. Defensively, people can say yes, he's not aware of his surrounding, but the same can go to Chilwell as well. Chilwell defensively struggles. Martin also, we have not seen him in the Premier League yet, but Lewis Hall attackingly what he offers us is just beyond imagination. This guy is so young. He's so young and he can develop, and right now what he's providing us is so good. Against Newcastle, he lacks some of the, you can say, penetration on the crosses. He had like 10-11 crosses in the game, including corner kicks, and 3 or 4 of them were successful, and 5 or 6 of them weren't successful. But the 3 or 4 of them that were successful, we should have scored from them. Last week against Manchester United, he put so good crosses, and someone should have scored, and he should have an assist. He put a very good corner kick which Thiago Silva hit, and luckily for Newcastle hit straight at Trippier. Otherwise an assist for Lewis Hall. There were so many good moments where he linked up with Sterling. He put a good cross in, but there was no one in the box, and that is why Chelsea need a striker. And next season with Pochettino, I think this guy can be a massive player for us in the future, and such a good young lad as well. Coming on to Madueke, and again a very good raw talent. Another good signing. Rivals keep on going. The Chelsea have not made January signings by thinking. Chelsea have just gone and splashed the money. They are playing FIFA. They can think what they want. But we know that January signings have made a lot of sense. Whether it's Enzo Fernandez playing so well, whether it's Badia Shelley playing so well, and now Madueke, a lot of January signings are scouted signings, and this only bodes well for the future. Madueke, for me, as always told on my channel, is a young raw talent. He still needs to develop his game a lot. He won't be straight away, you can say, a top player for us next season. But if Pochettino properly develops him, the fans give him the calmness, the structure around the club is not very pressurizing for the youngsters, then this guy in 2-3 years can absolutely explode at the scene. He's a fantastic young player. He's got such good attributes. So many left footers do not want to use the right foot. This guy does. He cuts inside. He's the one this season in the last some weeks has made me get out of my seat and say, wow, that's a good play. He dribbles around defenders. He makes the life nonsense for defenders, which Chelsea have had really after Eden Hazard. But the problem with Madueke is when he reaches the final box, the decision making is not at point. His shooting at the moment is not at point. And these things are a raw part for a young talent who will be improved with proper training, with proper development, and that takes time. So with Madueke, there are signs of a very good young player who we fans need to give time. Pochettino will have to develop him nicely, and it's important for the club to also have experience along with it, so the guy is not pressurized to score every week, and that declines his performances. We need to mentally support our young players, and then these guys can become massive players for us in the future. You see towards other clubs, so many young players are developing because they are not instantly pressurized to score every game. And with Madueke, we need to be calm, but he's a very good young player. Another one is Raheem Sterling. He's a person who's been criticized this season, and rightly so. He's a senior player who should be doing better. But I've always said I'll give Raheem Sterling one more season. He's a new signing, and he's still been not that bad the way overall Hall squad has played. And you cannot blame a guy who was predominantly signed by Thomas Tuchel, and then the ownership sacks him in 6 matches. Then a new manager came, then he's also sacked. So this season has been chaotic. But Raheem Sterling is a player. When he was signed, everybody I told on my channel, and including all my rival fans as well that I interact with, that Raheem Sterling is not a world-class player. He's always been a top-class player who lacks the clinicality, but he's still a very good player, and that can bring something. More like you can say refined Timo Werner. Raheem Sterling is still a player who gets in the right positions, who gets in the right paces, he stretches the defensive lines, he eases up the stays, and when you've got a proper striker in your team, he can put some good crosses into the box. Sadly, Chelsea don't have that. Chelsea don't have a structure, Chelsea don't have a pattern. But next season in high pressing style of Pochettino, hopefully a striker, hopefully a DM, we will be a better side. And I think Raheem Sterling can do a good job in that. So he's slowly improving. Played well against Bournemouth in substitute appearance. Played well against Nottingham Forest. Did do some good work as well against Newcastle. So he's slowly improving. And hopefully he keeps on growing. And he has a good preseason. Because his experience can be key next season. With Mudryk being very, very raw so far. And Chelsea need a striker. I don't think I need to say it even more. We need a striker very badly. The commentator, even how much he was irritating me, was so on point. Chelsea are putting so many crosses into the box. The wingers are trying to get into good positions, but when they look in the box, there's no one. People keep on saying Erling Haaland will fail at Chelsea because there's no service. They are right. They're absolutely right. But also all wingers will fail at Chelsea when they have no striker to even pass to. We have to take these things into account. Lewis Hall, you can even say Cesar Azpilicueta put some 2 or 3 good crosses. There was no one in the box. Why? Because Kai Havertz is in the box, and I don't even blame him. He's not a striker. And Kuku is not a striker. We are just making everyone a striker. Graham Potter tried to make Mason Mount a striker. Then Kai Havertz played as a striker. Then Kuku will bring him and also destroy him. These players are not strikers. Strikers have this instinct. If you see players like Mitrovic, you saw that goal he scored in the last week against Palace, where Mitrovic scored from a free kick. Willian, it was not a very, very top delivery, but Mitrovic was aware where the delivery will come and he headed it straight into the net. Players like Vjalovic, they're aware that this is my tap-in opportunity. When we see the goals, oh, Erling Haaland has scored a tap-in. It's so easy to say, wow man, Manchester City put service on the plate. But they are only putting the service on the plate when someone is making that run. And Chelsea right now have no player that makes that run. So striker is the key. And that brings me to the last point. Ruben, a youth player I've always loved from the start. And one of my most loved Chelsea youth player. Because even as a fan for so much long time with this club, Ruben was the first one we all said, please man, let him break to the Chelsea team. Because I've been to a time where Chelsea used to really give youth players chances. I've been through a time where we have won Premier League after Premier League and we did not give young players a lot of chances. You had players like ACN, you had players like top players, Lampard, Ballack, Mikel in the midfield. It was always difficult for young players to break in, and Ruben was one of them. I wanted him to make it to Chelsea. The guy stayed loyal to Chelsea. He waited for his opportunity. He did not go anywhere else. And then he came back. He had a very good season at Maurizio Sarri. And then sadly, he had that injury in the damn friendly. And after that, he has not been back as a player he was at that time. If he did not get injured, he was our Moussa Dembele. Not at that level, but he was our Moussa Dembele. But that injury just spoiled him. I love Ruben Loftus-Cheek to bits. But even then, he stayed loyal to the club. And now, in the recent weeks, he has put some good performance in the Frank Lampard. He looks physically fit. He put a very good display against Newcastle. Physically imposing, driving with the ball. And if it's my option, see, I love Conor Gallagher. I love each and every player of my team. But if you give me just one option, I love to keep Loftus-Cheek. Because we still lack a midfielder that drives with the ball, that is physically imposing. Whereas we still have players like Chukwuemeka, Caceres, Santos, Gallagher, who can play the attacking role. So I will love to keep Loftus-Cheek, but it looks like he's going to AC Milan. He got a standing ovation from the fan, and that only shows how much Chelsea fans love him. Big up Ruben, will always love you. And people, these were 5 things I learned. Do put your opinion in the comment section below and your 5 things learned. And hope you have a great day. Thank you, and please do like and subscribe.